Bobby the Brain.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Primetime Wrestling. Bobby joining us again this week, filling in for the movie star, Jesse the Body Ventura, down in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Who?
Jesse Ventura.
Oh, yeah, Jess, my buddy down
the Body,
there in
yeah.
Juarez.
Yeah, I understand he called you just recently.
Just recently on the phone, he told me to tell you to, told me to keep the chair warm. He'll be back soon.
Oh, well, that's good news, as always. We got a tremendous lineup this week here on Primetime Wrestling. Of course, our feature, the Funk Brothers, Hoss and Jimmy Jack, doing it with Leaping Lanny Poffo and George Wells. Sensational match.
That's correct. George Wells, a former football player. They used to call him Slivers.
Yes.
I understand he can go to a lumber yard right now and sit down on the lumber and just tell you what kind of wood it is.
Why do you tell those lies like that?
I'm not telling you. I'm just saying they got to spend a little time on the bench.
Give me a break. We've got a classic match from some 10 years ago, Madison Square Garden. 4 midgets doing their thing inside.
You never know where they've been. Don't
never trust a midget. That's what the mouth of the South always says, never trust a midget. As always, plenty of action and excitement right here on Primetime Wrestling. And, of course, this week will be no exception. We've got the Hart Foundation once again splitting up in single competition.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. It
Jimmy
sounds
Hart
like a
is up
song.
to
I don't
something.
know why. Jimmy Hart maybe doesn't want to crack at the new champions, Bobby.
Oh, everybody does. He's up to something. Well, and Adrian Adonis is also here. Adorable Adrian Adonis.
I couldn't believe that you didn't just jump at the chance to get Adrian Adonis when he stepped out of the closet. But we're going to take a look at him right now as he goes up against Danny Spivey. Let's go to ringside.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Florida, weighing 280 pounds, the Golden Boy, Danny Spivey. Now first, I'd like to introduce the manager, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Now introducing from New York City, New York, weighing 290 pounds, the adorable Adrian Adonis.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce a dear friend of mine and colleague, Ken Resnick, and my personal welcome to the World Wrestling Federation. Kenny, welcome aboard.
Gorilla, thank you very much, and indeed, I can't tell you how honored and how pleased I am to be here. The World Wrestling Federation, the greatest of all professional wrestling organizations, bar none.
Well, we're certainly glad to have you here. A tremendous matchup here this week. Take a look at that. What a piece of work.
Gorilla, I think it can best be said, one picture is worth 1,000 words, and perhaps,
in his case, maybe more, Ken.
Indeed, only a face Jimmy Hart could love.
Wow. The adorable one, Adrian Adonis, certainly will have his work cut out for him, as the Golden Boy, Danny Spivey, doesn't have to take a backseat to anybody.
Danny Spivey, of course, Gorilla, all Southeastern Conference defensive tackle, University of Georgia. Now look at the difference. Danny Spivey, 280 pounds. Adorable Adrian Adonis, 290, only a 10-pound differential, but look at the difference in physiques.
Well, it certainly is obvious. We don't have to explain that to anybody. I'm sure, though, Ken, now that I think about it, now that I take a closer look at the adorable one, he's probably well over that 300-pound mark.
I did the same thing. I questioned that introduction of 290 pounds.
Talk about coming out of the closet.
Perhaps,
he certainly did.
Perhaps we can just say adorable, somewhat of a social outcast.
Oh, that remark fits in very well. Nice clean break by the adorable one, very unusual. Might be trying to do a little sight job on the youngster.
I was going to say, Gorilla, being relatively new here in the World Wrestling Federation, that clean break certainly surprised me.
Not his style, for sure. I'm very impressed of what I've seen of late of Danny Spivey here in the World Wrestling Federation. The youngster certainly has a great career ahead of him.
No
Side
question.
headlock.
Danny Spivey, past few months, come on like gangbuster, and is certainly a force to be reckoned with here in the World Wrestling Federation.
In for the ride. Nice shoulder block. Did a 360 and took a header, and there goes Adrian. Down onto the concrete here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens, and the youngster's fired up.
Gorilla, one reason indeed why Danny Spivey was all Southeastern Conference, a defensive tackle at Georgia, and action continues right outside the ring.
Look out, slam on the concrete perhaps, yes. Boy, that'll make you wish you were home watching the television. And he's not done yet. Referee laying the count, and Spivey wants him back inside the squared circle. A lot of power here by the Golden Boys. He's showing us that right now.
No question about Danny Spivey's upper body strength.
Looks to me, Kenny, like Adrian seems to be very lethargic this week.
He
Maybe
doesn't.
has something to do with his diet. I don't know.
Gorilla, you can't sell Adrian Adonis short for getting the makeup on the face. Without a doubt, one of the most cunning and possibly sinister wrestlers in the World Wrestling Federation.
He certainly sealed the casket on a lot of careers, no question about that. But he's in there with a real handful this week here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens as Spivey hanging onto that side headlock for dear life.
Gorilla looking at the screen, seeing Adrian Adonis, the mouth of the South in the background. I can't help feel that it really must be true. Opposites do attract.
Oh, they certainly do. No question about that. Of course, I wouldn't put anything past the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Take a good look at him. What a distraction out there. Every time he's around, it's like a handicap match.
You know, Gorilla, it's a good point. Your career, of course, second to none in professional wrestling. How much of a hindrance is his presence at ringside?
Well, it makes you think all the time, and your mind is constantly on where is the mouth now, what's he doing, is he about to get involved, is he going to hook my leg when I get near the ropes, or is he going to throw that horrid megaphone to his protege and have him clobber me with me? You can't think about the match like you should be.
Now right here, Danny Spivey, the headlock laying across the shoulders of Adrian Adonis. At the same time, Danny Spivey, other than holding on, is able to gain some breath, take a bit of a rest, while Adonis not only has to struggle to his feet, also has to endure that 280 pounds across the back of the neck.
Making him carry his weight. Very good observation. And I'm sure that although it looks like he's not in good condition, you can go to the bank that Adrian Adonis will not run out of gas on you out there.
Gorilla, I think we've seen the end of the clean breaks on the part of the Adorable One.
Wow. Ran over him like a freight train. Look at him bouncing around. Oh, one leg came up in the air, and Adrian went right underneath and gets caught in a scoop slam. And once again, the Spivey with a side headlock seems to be that he wants to control Adrian with that particular move.
Gorilla, it could be his strategy, maybe, as you well know. Professional wrestling, almost like a chess game. You've got to be thinking 3 and 4 moves ahead in that ring, to say the least. The more the Adorable One endures this punishment, the pain across the temple area, talk about Excedrin headache number 1, it's got to reduce his mental functions. He can't be thinking quite as sharp as he ordinarily may, and Danny Spivey may hope to catch him in a mistake and gain a 3 count.
Well, what you're saying is very true, Ken. Unfortunately for Danny Spivey, there's no substitute for the experience of an Adrian Adonis. You can't take away the tremendous ring knowledge that he has, and he can put you away with a specific move at any point in time. Nice shoulder block by the Golden Boy. Look at Adrian, doesn't know where he is and manages to walk right out of the way. What did Jimmy do? Did he do something there?
I didn't see anything other than...
Spivey went down head first and nobody touched him as far as I could see. Of course, our vantage point is not very good here. But Adrian is not, the mouth of the South is not above reaching in and doing something. Oh, look at that knee.
That perhaps the understatement of the evening.
Yes. Look at Adrian, very pleased with himself.
Shut up.
Of course, he shouldn't be taking any timeouts here in this particular point in time, as the Golden Boy certainly presents a threat to his win record. He's setting him up. Oh. That would have made about a 60-yard field goal, I think, Ken.
Very good point. One thing about Adorable Adrian Adonis, Gorilla, underneath, I guess we can best call it some of that excess baggage, a very strong man indeed.
No question, he proved that many times. Out onto the ramp goes the Golden Boy, young Danny Spivey. His head looked like it hit the edge there. He's in a whole heap of trouble. Adrian looks like he wants to move right out after him, but the referee right on his case, and now Adrian does go out there. Look out.
Oh.
Wild driver on the ramp, perhaps. Oh, he couldn't get him up. Spivey turned it into a backdrop.
And the adorable one also, Gorilla, came down right on that hard ramp. Absolutely no padding whatsoever, and Danny Spivey continues to try and work right back on him.
Well, he missed that elbow. He sort of telegraphed that move a little bit, and Adrian, the ring veteran that he is, moved out of there in a hurry.
There again, that case of some inexperience yet on the part of Danny Spivey cost him.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to be seeing that quite a bit in his career as he goes along. What he needs to do, in my opinion, is team up with someone with some tremendous ring experience and pick up. Look at this double underhook. Oh, Spivey breaks it very nicely as the back of Adrian still sore from that backdrop on the wooden and metal ramp here in Toronto. Wow, look at, he's obviously a southpaw.
Danny Spivey exhibiting those cat-like quickness moves of an all-Southeastern Conference football player. Now the backbreaker, Gorilla.
Wow, he's certainly unloaded with that one, trying to hook the leg, but that's easier said than done. And Adrian, with that powerful upper body, kicks out of there. But Spivey right on his case. Adrian in for the ride hard and right into a bear hug. He couldn't get his arms around it. Hey, in again. Backdrop coming out of the corner, very nicely done. Shoulder block by the former football star, and Adonis is reeling.
I'll tell you, I'd like to see this, Gorilla. Danny Spivey not letting up, going right after the adorable one.
Went to the well one too many times, Ken.
But he showed the confidence you've got to exhibit in that ring. He didn't let up for an instant, and that's the kind of confidence you need in yourself to make it big here in the World Wrestling Federation.
He certainly has that, and that's going to be attributed to his career in the weeks and months to come. As we look, Adrian perched up there, he got caught. Oh, he turned him right over with the momentum, hooks the tights, it's all over. Adrian Adonis wasting no time and taking advantage of the inexperience of the Golden Boy, Danny Spivey. What a number he did.
Very unfortunate turn of events, but you've got to give Danny Spivey a lot of credit. He kept coming in that ring and gave an excellent account of himself against one of the true ring veterans.
No question about it. Let's take a look here as Adrian climbs up on that top turnbuckle. He's perched up there. Spivey catches him in midair here. And as he takes him over in this power slam, Adrian just keeps the momentum going, hooks the leg and a piece of tights too. Very impressive victory this week here in the World Wrestling Federation for that man right there, the adorable one, Adrian Adonis. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Well, no substitution, Bobby, for experience here in the World Wrestling Federation, as Danny Spivey will realize that as he tries to make some tracks here. No question in my mind.
Well, I think Danny Spivey should worry a little bit more about perfecting his craft.
That's it.
It's hard to talk about a loser. Perfecting his craft. Maybe not
let
worry about
me
his
tell you this story. Did you hear this? That all these matches took place in Toronto, and the Mouth of the South had one heck of a time getting out of Canada, getting through immigration. They opened this big bag he had. He had 2 branding irons, 1 hangman's noose, 42 bottles of cologne and spray, all kinds of paraphernalia, makeup, and a megaphone, and 14-week supply of batteries.
Well, why don't you carry your own stuff across the border? Wouldn't be any trouble.
Well, Mouth of the South, I'm sure, didn't bargain for that kind of thing to happen to him here in the World Wrestling Federation.
He carries a lot of the things his men need.
Well, that's probably true. You know, the other night, Bobby, in the dressing room, I sat down with Tiger Chung Lee and had a long talk with him. He's out searching for a tag team partner. He thought that maybe you, in all your travels, would see some Oriental partner that he could team up with.
Well,
Not
nah.
really, huh? No.
Nah.
Maybe Mr. Fuji.
Steamboat now, I'll tell you, Fuji's the one to ask, or Steamboat. Because after Steamboat got his face smashed on that floor, he's beginning to look a little Oriental.
Let's go down to ringside in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. Tiger Chung Lee and Don Koloff.
Ladies and gentlemen, this event is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Korea, weighing 280 pounds, Tiger Chung Lee. His opponent, from Bulgaria, weighing 240 pounds, Don Koloff.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside, along with special guest this week, one of the premier managers, if not the premier manager here in the World Wrestling Federation. Welcome to the WWF microphones, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Well, I hope it's going to be everybody's pleasure to listen to my non-biased comments about the evening of wrestling. I mean, what I'm planning.
I'm sure they will, Bobby. I'm sure that you're just full of information that you will explode with and enlighten the fans with.
Well, as I've been watching, I've been noticing how you're very one-sided. So I feel it's my job to just enlighten the people to professional wrestling, how it should be conducted.
Oh, great. That's terrific news.
You'll enjoy this.
I'm glad to hear that. Looking here at Tiger Chung Lee, the big Korean, master of the martial arts, in there with Don Koloff from Bulgaria. I was in Bulgaria in my amateur wrestling days. Robert? You like to be called Robert, or the Brain, or the
well,
Weasel?
my friend, hey, pal. Well, I am not going to sit out here and take this.
Well, I've heard,
my friends
I've heard you be referred to.
My friends call me Bobby.
Oh, okay, Bobby.
You can call me Mr. Heenan.
Oh, okay. Fine. Whatever turns you on. Koloff with a nice arm bar here on the big Korean, Tiger Chung Lee. Right up into a hammerlock, nicely executed. Another tremendous crowd on hand here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens, as this is rapidly becoming one of the meccas for all of professional wrestling. Tiger Chung Lee tying up the Bulgarian just like a pretzel, nowhere to go. Good place to reach over and grab the ropes, which he does very conveniently.
Kind of a coward's way out, wouldn't you say, Monsoon?
Well, there isn't much of a way out for that hole, Bobby.
I'm sure you'd have some way to get out of it. I know I have a way to get out of it.
Well, you'd probably turn around and poke a finger in the eye or bite the guy on the thigh or something to that effect. I notice you haven't been donning the tights too much of late.
Well, you know, I don't particularly care to get my hands soiled. I'd rather sit back and watch my men, Bundy or Studd, beat the daylights out of somebody rather than do it myself.
Well, you're currently possessing one of the most powerful and awesome teams in all of professional wrestling today in Studd and Bundy. And of course, I'm sure that you'll be looking to sign some contracts with the name of the newly crowned champions, the British Bulldogs, right on the dotted line, will you not?
Well, I'd love to get their name on the dotted line if those two little miserable limeys can print their names. See, but they got a manager that does all that for them. How would you like to have your whole life and career handled by Captain Louis Albano?
Well, Captain Louis Albano, incidentally, Manager of the Year winner.
Thank you very much.
No, you were not. Lou Albano was.
Well, I'm Manager of the Year.
Well, and maybe in your own mind you are, but Captain Louis Albano got the award. Being that the British Bulldogs dethroned Brutus Beefcake and Craig the Hammer Valentine, they are the 16th pair of champions that Captain Lou has brought to the title.
16 of them he had, huh?
16. Look out. Into the corner. Nobody home. Don Koloff now going to work on the big Korean. Arm whip in. Look out. Drop kick. And there goes Tiger Chung Lee onto the concrete floor here in Toronto Maple Leaf Gardens.
I think it's very smart for...
Go ahead.
I said I think it was very smart for Tiger Chung Lee to kind of slow things down now.
Well, he didn't go out of his own volition.
No, I said he's slowing him down, and he didn't come right back off that floor and come right back after the man like I would have.
Well, Tiger Chung Lee, a ring veteran, naturally trying to take some of the momentum away from the youngster. But I don't know. I can't see any way, shape, or form that Koloff is going to get by Tiger Chung Lee and use him as any kind of a stepping stone in his career.
Well, he's just another ham and egger as far as I'm concerned. He should maybe stay home, help with the laundry, watch the kids, do yard work.
Tiger Chung Lee with that big forearm shot and another one. Dropped him right to his knees. Uh-oh, he's starting to unload now with some of that martial arts.
You know, they say Tiger Chung Lee's feet are just as strong as his hands. They're just as hard.
Well, I tend to believe that. Anybody that can walk into the ring without any footwear on just goes beyond me. I don't understand how they can do that. Of course, I know it saves them a lot of money.
Well, I doubt if he's looking at the financial aspect of his wrestling career by not wearing shoes. It's his heritage.
He uses some of those karate kicks and thrust kicks that are certainly more effective without boots on. One count only as Koloff manages to kick out of there rather easily. Tiger Chung Lee starting to unload here. Unfortunately for Don, he's on the receiving end. Understand that Bobby. Why don't you explain to the fans a little bit? I understand you're having some problems with my dear friend Andre the Giant.
Oh, I've never had any problems with Andre the Giant. He's the one that's been having problems with me. None of my members of my family got their hair cut. No members of my family were put in the hospital. It was the likes of Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan. Those people were having trouble.
Well, didn't I understand, or maybe I misunderstood, but I thought I heard you on an international interview saying that you were entering in some litigation with Andre.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now, how he took the coward's way out. He didn't show up. Yes, that's not having trouble with him, because you see, I'm going to win out in the end. By the time my attorneys get through,
watch out. Pile driver coming up. Oh, good night.
Looks to me like Tiger Chung Lee is wrestling in a walk.
Is over.
Teriyaki to another one. Yeah, by the time I'm done with Andre the Giant, he'll be a broken and busted man.
Well, that remains to be seen. A lot of guys have made that statement. Let's go up to our ring announcer.
The winner of the match, Tiger Chung Lee.
Tiger Chung Lee got tired of playing with Don Koloff, and here's what happened. Let's go back and take a look at the video replay. Devastating pile driver coming up. How easily he turned him upside down. There's no hope once he gets you in that position, Bobby.
No.
It's only one way, and it's down. Oh, good night.
Well, if you're smart enough and use your brains, you don't let anybody get you like that.
Well,
I certainly would never be in that position.
That remains to be seen. On to victory, Tiger Chung Lee. Don't go away, wrestling fans. We'll be back.
You know, Bobby, a tribute to Tiger Chung Lee, who's been here in the World Wrestling Federation now for, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years maybe. With the type of caliber of talent that's currently here in the World Wrestling Federation, you got to have something on the ball to stick around that long.
Well, this Tiger Chung Lee doesn't do shirts in the back room. He's a tough guy. He's 290 pounds. He knows the martial arts, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, all of it.
But if you stop and think about, you know, wrestlers today, young wrestlers starting out in the world of professional wrestling today, wanting to get into where the big action is, where the mecca is for all professional wrestling here in the World Wrestling Federation, that the line is so long that the World Wrestling Federation committees have become so selective in choosing who they let in here, because the top talent in all of wrestling today is right here.
Top talent in all the world wants to come into here.
Everywhere, from everywhere.
But I'd like to be on that committee. I'd like to be the one that walks by with the board and checks them off. Today, you're done, Kirshner.
Highly unlikely you'll be on that.
Out.
Right now, wrestling fans, we're going to go to
Andre,
a special interview with Mr. Wonderful.
Wonderful. Beat it.
Again, thank you, Gorilla Monsoon. As popular as they come in the World Wrestling Federation, of course, talking about none other than Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. And Paul, a lot of people still talking about what happened at WrestleMania 2. Certainly one person very outspoken about it, Mr. Fuji. And he is claiming that you felt during the match you were in danger of losing it, so you deliberately took the Magnificent Morocco up against the ropes, catapulted you and the Magnificent One over the top for the double countout, only to save your own reputation and avoid losing the match.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you see what happened?
Yes, I did.
Then I don't need to really say any more about it. I don't really need to get up here and defend myself of something that Morocco and Fuji has made up that is totally nothing but a bunch of lies. I wouldn't get up here and even talk about it that much, because it's garbage as far as I'm concerned. But if Morocco wants to make a big issue out of this, if he wants to really do something, trying to get Mr. Wonderful all stirred up, well, he's done it right. Because, Ken, I've been the type of guy that's been straight ahead. Yeah. And that's the reason why all the little Mr. Wonderful, all the little Miss Wonderfuls out there, right on down the line, that's why they've always gotten behind me and they've always respected me. And it's because I've been up front with them and I've told them like it was.
Paul, it always seems to be the case. Whenever you're on top in any business, a lot of people gunning for you. Another man that's had some very unkind remarks to make about you is adorable Adrian Adonis.
Well, that's funny, too, because, Morocco and Adrian, Fuji, and Jimmy Hart, they both have managers. And right there, it's 2 against 1. You could say that, sure. Theoretically, that's the way it is. Mm-hmm. And, they can get up here, they can boast her, they can do this, they can talk, but when it all boils down to it is when we get in the ring and we see what happens when it's all over with. That's what it's all about.
There's no doubt there is really only one, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff.
One of the premier matches here this week on Primetime Wrestling. Two of, I think, the most outstanding individuals right now here in the World Wrestling Federation. One half of the Killer Bees, Jumping Jim Brunzell, and one half of the Hart Foundation, Bret the Hitman Hart.
You know, how would you like your daughter to come home some night and say, Dad, I have a date with one of the Killer Bees? Sounds like a
How would you like her
angel.
to come home and say, I got a date with a Hitman? Let's go down to
Or a
ringside
gorilla.
in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from White Bear Lake, Minnesota, weighing 230 pounds, one half of the Killer Bees, Jumping Jim Brunzell. Now first, I'd like to introduce the manager, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Now introducing from Calgary, Alberta, weighing 240 pounds, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Look at Bret Hart's socks, his tights, Jimmy's coat,
I never saw a pink
Brunzell's
zebra.
tights.
A red
There's
zebra.
more stripes in that ring. It looks like San Quentin at lunchtime.
Gee. Well, Jimmy Hart complaining about the heavy wrapping on the left wrist of Jumping Jim Brunzell.
Well, that's his job as manager, to make sure that nobody has an equal, more dominant advantage over his man.
I'm sure that the doctor certainly examined and okayed that, or he wouldn't be inside the squared circle, Bobby.
Well, you know, there are some quacks walking the street. I don't think Brunzell would go to a reputable doc. He probably brought a note from Blair.
Well, there's a doctor here signed by World Wrestling Federation President Jack Tunney. Check, look at it. Bret is showing us he's
Nothing to hide, nothing to hide.
looks like he's got enough oil on to swim the channel. Having a few derogatory remarks with some of our ringsiders. Bell goes, we're underway, tremendous matchup. Both of these men having partners that make them tremendous.
Some class out here finally. Some class out here finally. Try to help Will out because he needs all the help.
Oh, you aren't
What's the matter with your megaphone? I don't hear that siren going. It must be broken. Thank God for that.
Trying to be real smart. Come on, baby. You got it, baby. You got it all, Daddy. You got it all.
You know, Brunzell's a little bit like the British Bulldogs. He likes to drop kick a lot, do a lot of aerial stuff. And like I predicted, that's going to be everybody's downfall. You got to keep your feet on that, man. You can't be flying around like some little punk through the air.
Jumping Jim Brunzell possessing one of the most devastating drop kicks in all of professional wrestling. In now for the ride by the Hitman. He's in trouble right off the bat.
The Hitman's one of the most talented wrestlers, I think, ever to come to the World Wrestling Federation.
I think most improved wrestler in the past year here in the World Wrestling Federation, my vote would undoubtedly have to go to Bret Hart.
What is Brunzell doing now? Is he praying for Brunzell, or I mean for Blair, or is he just looking for the door? Hey, Brunzell, the door's that way if you want to get out of here.
He's not looking for the door, Bobby. Very smart psychological move here on the part of Brunzell. Hitman had everything going his way and still does.
Yeah, I see Brunzell's using his head.
Both men now right out on the ramp. And the Hitman continues to put the hurt on Jumping Jim.
How's lunch?
Taking the height.
How's lunch, Jumping Jimmy?
Why do you think that the manager, the mouth of the South, Bobby, has this team broken up into single competition this week?
Well, a lot of times dealing with the promoters in the World Wrestling Federation, there's so many tag teams involved, and so everybody wants the World's Tag Team Champions. A win over anybody at any time can help your team. Maybe that's the only negotiations he could make at this time. He's a very busy man.
Oh, look at this. Turning the tables, Jumping Jim. Wow.
Now, that shouldn't be allowed. That's a steel post.
Oh, look at that. He's after the mouth of the South, who hit immediately under the ring. Who knows where he'll come out.
Now, that's
the tide is turned.
That's the mark of a loser. He had no business going after Jimmy Hart. When he went after Jimmy Hart, he showed but he wasn't thinking. He should have been right in there on Bret Hart if he plans on winning this match.
Well, Jimmy Hart is like a handicap match when you have him outside the ring, just like when you're outside the ring. You're very distracting. You need a third eye, one in the back of your head to keep an eye on you guys.
I'll take exception to that. I don't interfere in a match. I don't have to. When you have a team like Bundy and Studd that are over 800 pounds, what could I do to possibly help them except negotiate contracts for them and make sure they get a fair shake?
Still going to work on the leg, jumping Jim. How quick the tide can turn here in the world of professional wrestling. I beg to differ with you, Bobby. I've seen you interject yourself in a number of matches on a number of occasions.
You wear glasses.
Should have been disqualified.
You wear glasses.
Absolutely.
I rest my case.
Up on the back shoulders, but no, that left leg of the Hitman is in deep trouble. Those collateral ligaments certainly took a beating. Oh, he's got the ropes now. The referee's going to have to break it.
What, do you think you get a clean break out of Brunzell here?
It won't take long to find out. Pulls him back into the center.
The referee allows it.
Step over toe hold. He's spinning with it. He's going, oh, it looked like he was going for a figure four there.
How would you like to be a grown adult and dress like a killer bee? Wouldn't that be fun? I'm a killer bee.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I mean, he's trying to impress people with his lack of wrestling ability, so he gives himself a name, him and Blair, the Killer Bees.
King Kong is not a...
I'd be a little more worried if I knew a King Kong was looking for me than a Killer Bee.
You know, you're not looking for any kind of recognition with a name like King Kong.
Oh, it strikes fear in the hearts, but a Killer Bee? If those bees ever got in the ring with Bundy and Studd, they'd know what it would be like to go up against two big fly swatters.
Once again, tables have turned here, and it's a Hitman trying to get some circulation back in that left leg that Brunzell worked on so well. Watch out, backbreaker.
Classic matchup there in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens with Jumping Jim Brunzell and Bret the Hitman Hart. And you can bet that in the background somewhere watching with great concern, Jim the Anvil Neidhart along with B. Brian Blair as both of their men out there. We'll be back in a moment with the conclusion. Wrestling fans, we're back and about to go back to Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens where a tremendous matchup taking place. Bret the Hitman Hart in there with Jumping Jim Brunzell, a classic confrontation. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go back to ringside right now.
Watch out, backbreaker, well executed. He is devastating in everything he does because he does the moves to perfection. 2 count, whoa, was that close?
Where is this referee from?
I really don't know.
Do they know how to count the 3 where that man was educated?
The shoulders were not down for the 3 count. Tremendous matchup here this week in the World Wrestling Federation. Oh, inverted atomic drop. That'll take some of the sting out of you.
It's like he's bendy sting. He's stung. Whatever you do. I've never talked much about bees, so I'm not quite sure how you...
I'm sure that you'll have to admit, Brain, that it's quite a formidable team Jumping Jim Brunzell and B. Brian make.
Oh, they're colorful, I guess, with their little yellow and black boots and trunks, but they don't impress me.
I'm sure they would impress Big John Studd and King Kong Bundy should they be fortunate enough to step inside the squared circle with them. Oh, handful of hair. Did you see that?
No, I missed what happened.
I guess you missed that.
Yeah. Any wrestler that's in the World Wrestling Federation is a tough competitor. But there's just different degrees. There's nobody tougher than Studd and Bundy.
Well,
and whoever has that goal, the World Championship, that's what we want.
I would expect you to make a remark of that nature.
That's why I'm a winner.
Jumping Jim trying to get to his feet. It certainly does. All he's got to do is get on this side headlock. Watch out. Oh! Look at the Hitman still held onto it.
Now that's a competitor. There's a winner for you.
This guy must be in agony because that megaphone is not working, Bobby.
Jimmy's getting his message across. Who's on top in this hole? Who's got the advantage?
Right now, the Hitman. Shoulder block in the corner, a second one and a third. Forces him to break the hold. Look out. Hitman going for the ride. Hard into the buckle. Caught him coming in. Watch out.
You poor dumb wimp.
Elbow right to the cervical area of the vertebrae. One of the Killer Bees looks like he's in a whole heap of trouble. 2. This could be over. Whoa!
Oh! You tell, Brett. That was the worst case of counting.
Close, but no cigar. Only in horseshoes and hand grenades. Hitman in control of this match. Brunzell, look at this, over the top, nice sunset flip. Shoulders are hooked, 2 count, and he got it right between the eyes. I think the Hitman is still favoring that left leg. Look out. Jumping Jim ducks under the right hand. Oh, comes
He hit him
out.
with that hand.
He hit him with that hand. Forearm, no question about that.
No, he didn't, Monsoon. He hit him with that hand.
I said he did, buddy. He hit him with a wrapped forearm. It might have done more damage to him than it did to Bret Hart.
It should immediately be taken off right now and checked by the official.
Well, either that or stipulation should have been made before the match started that should he use it, it would be an automatic disqualification.
Now look how he's standing. Brunzell is naturally right-handed. A naturally right-handed person would not throw a left-handed punch. There's something in there.
Only if he thought he could have an advantage with it.
With something in there. Yes, exactly.
Hitman going for the right again. Whoa, face first. Well, there's a missed opportunity there. He should have covered him right there, but no. A series of a half a dozen right hands right to the jawbone of the Hitman, Bret Hart, who's ripe for the pickings right now. Jumping Jim going to send him in again. Watch out. There's that drop kick. Tremendous. Caught him right in the kisser. He drags him in, but that foot's awful close to the ropes. Hitman got that foot outside the ring area. Look at this. This is a vendetta going on here. And you can bet that somewhere in the background, B. Brian Blair and the Anvil are both watching this action. Oh, look at that. He clotheslined him. He crunched him right on the top ropes. That's an automatic.
I think he deliberately pulled himself over, Brunzell.
Automatic disqualification right there. The bell is rung. And the Hitman continues with the onslaught. Look at the mouth trying to distract the referee. Let's go and get the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee disqualifies Bret Hart, the winner of the match, Jumping Jim Brunzell.
Well, Jumping Jim Brunzell can consider himself very fortunate. He himself could have been disqualified when he used that cast wrapping on the left arm, but instead, it was the Hitman. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Look at the Hitman, stopped him dead in his tracks, and look at this deliberate crouching on the top rope. That is.
I don't think it was deliberate. I don't think he really knew where he was, Bret Hart. I hope Blair's on his way out here with the wheelbarrow.
That didn't appear to you to be deliberate.
Well, kind of from that angle, maybe, but I don't think Bret Hart meant for it to be because he couldn't see.
Obviously, the Hitman, Bret Hart, realizing he was in a lot of trouble, took the easy way out. Automatic disqualification, a victory right there, hard fought. For Jumping Jim Brunzell, we'll be back.
Not walking too good, is he?
I don't see, Bobby, in my book, how the Hitman could get any real satisfaction out of that. You know, deliberate disqualification. You know you're going to go home with the short end of the money. What's the purpose?
Well,
he really wasn't taking that bad a beating.
no, obviously. There was no deliberate disqualification. When he
There
picked,
wasn't. Sure there was. You just watched it.
I'd like to explain if I could have
Go
the
ahead.
opportunity, please.
You have the floor.
When he picked him up to give him the,
Atomic drop?
yes, he picked him up. Maybe he turned and was going to come down on the right leg as to the left leg, and he was just a little bit off kilter, hit the top rope. It was an accident as far as I'm concerned.
You're in a dream world. You sat right there twice, once with me live right in Toronto Maple Leaf Gardens, and now again, just now.
I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm just trying to be honest.
I'm going to get you some glasses, I think might be a good idea.
Well, don't ever take yours off and set them down.
Right
They'll
now,
start a
wrestling
fire.
fans, a special interview with my friend Ken Resnick along with the big Russian Nikolai Volkov.
Thank you very much, Gorilla Monsoon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you well know, perhaps as outspoken as they come here in the World Wrestling Federation, the big Russian Nikolai Volkov. Nikolai, you've had confrontations with a number of men, but I would imagine perhaps nothing more embarrassing than what took place on WrestleMania 2 when Corporal Kirshner emerged victorious in the flag match after pinning you to the mat.
Let me tell you, sir, I agree with you when you say embarrassment. That was embarrassing for all American people. That's right. Because Corporal Kirshner, he came and stole the cane from my manager, Fred Blessing, who had bad knees.
Now,
he can hardly walk. He stole the cane. Shut up, you
I
goof.
must take exception.
He shut up.
Everyone saw your manager, Fred Blassie, attempt to throw the cane to you. Strategy backfired. Corporal Kirshner got the cane.
I see you are just another American who have beautiful lies to come here and tell people lies on TV. See, in Russia, we don't tell lies. Russia, Moscow paper, Russia television, we always say the truth. And now we tell you the truth what happened. Corporal Kirshner, he stole the cane from my manager, Fred Blassie, who had bad knees. He could hardly walk without cane. He took the cane on the Fred Blassie head, and then he hit me. That's how he scored the victory, because he was nothing but a cheat. He know I have him beat. He know he cannot do nothing. What do you want?
Nikolai Volkov, if I may, perhaps to change the subject, it sounds a great deal like some Russian propaganda, if you will. Let me ask you this. Why do you persist everywhere you go in the World Wrestling Federation? You ask the fans to please stand when you sing the Soviet national anthem. None of them do, but yet
I try to do me a favor. I try to teach those people a little bit class. See, in Russia, we have class. In Russia, when Americans come there, we sing American in Sri Lanka. Everybody stand up, not because we like it, but because we have a class. But here in the United States, people simply don't have class. They don't know what's a good champion.
I'm sorry,
That's
we're
why
out of time. Fans, we'll be right back with more Primetime Wrestling.
We're back, wrestling fans, and we just saw one half of the Killer Bees and one half of the Hart Foundation, Bobby. Now we're about to take a look at the other half. Jim the Anvil Neidhart and B. Brian Blair.
Well, you know my motto.
What is it?
If you've seen one bee, you've seen them all.
Oh, please. Have a heart. How's that?
Have a heart?
Yeah.
Turn around. You're going to see a heart.
Action from Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. Jim the Anvil Neidhart taking on B. Brian Blair. Let's go down to ringside right now. Coming around.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall. First, I'd like to introduce the manager, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Now introducing from Reno, Nevada, weighing 275 pounds, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Now introducing his opponent, from Florida, weighing 233 pounds, one half of the Killer Bees, B. Brian Blair.
My goodness, an epidemic of bees.
Tremendous matchup this week here in the World Wrestling Federation. B. Brian Blair taking on Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Gorilla Monsoon at ringside here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens with Bobby the Brain Heenan.
An influx of bees. We need a good exterminator. You know what I like about Neidhart?
What is it?
Did you ever notice how his personality can change in a split second?
I don't like anything about Neidhart.
Oh, I like that. That's the mind of a good sick man. He can snap at any time. I like that. That makes him dangerous.
Certainly the powerhouse on the team of the Hart Foundation, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. But the manager, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, seen fit this week to enter his men in single competition.
Well, maybe he's got a reason. You know, he's no dummy.
He does. I'm sure he does. But I'm sure that in the weeks to come here in the World Wrestling Federation, we're going to be seeing the Hart Foundation with a hitman, Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, looking to get a title match with the new champions, the British Bulldogs.
I imagine, Monsoon, if you could find a partner, you'd want back in there.
No, I'm retired, Bobby. The Gorilla has hung it up.
What does a gorilla hang up when a gorilla hangs it up?
Everything.
You enjoy retirement?
Absolutely. I don't have to worry about guys like you at ringside. The mouth of the South.
Good. I'm glad I worry people.
You do. There's no question about that. I don't think that B. Brian will try to match strength here with the Anvil. He's got to use his speed and agility. Wow, that'll give you... Oh! Nice forearm off the ropes. And the Anvil ends up on the runway with probably Excedrin headache number 15.
He's taking a long look back. Oh. Oh, check him out. Make sure he's all right. Does he have an earache?
Well, he's got an investment there. He's got to check on it.
Well, he caught that forearm right on the ramus of the mandible, where it articulates with a mandibular fossa of the temporal bone, and that's a dangerous position to be in.
You know, I could use all those words too, but people wouldn't know what I was talking about. I wouldn't be trying to impress people with my command of the English
jaw
language.
comes together, Bobby. That's...
Keep it simple for the humanoids. He whacked him upside the head.
Yes, he did. He certainly did. I will keep it as simple as I possibly can for you specifically.
You worry about keeping things simple for me.
Watch this shot. Right in the lower abdomen. Look out. Couldn't pull the big guy out of the corner. That's twice he tried. Wow.
See what you get? Nice clean break, wasn't that?
Well, we stated earlier, I don't think that he can match power with this guy. Look out. B. Bryant in for the ride. Watch out. Nobody home. The angle's upset. Arm drag. Beauty. Right out of the corner. Can't lose your cool in there and be successful. How many times have you tried to instill that fact into your men, Bobby?
Well, so, you know, it's awful hard when you got competitive athletes in there, and there's a lot of money riding in the line, a lot of prestige. You know, you could get, if you get one of them gets knocked off here, you go all the way back down the line sometimes.
Well, some of your men resemble that remark.
You've been going back down the line at times? All my men are on top of the heap. They're looking down at everybody.
Well,
only thing that has eluded us is the championship of the world.
You had a great crack at it in WrestleMania 2. You were not successful.
Let me speak to you a little about WrestleMania 2. Did you notice that that cage door was smaller than any cage door you've ever seen?
Oh, look at this!
He deserves it. He made a move for Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart never laid a hand on Blair, never touched him or anything.
No, but he was being distracting, was he not?
But he didn't touch him.
You
mean his thoughts aren't that clear? He doesn't have his game plan down, and he's going to let a 150-pound gentleman upset him? That's a shame. He must not be a killer bee.
The word gentleman. 150 pounds I'll agree with, but certainly not a gentleman. I'll agree with you that the door in the steel cage match in Los Angeles was extremely small, but
Hogan never once tried to go to the door. He came in over the top of the cage. He knew that we were set up. Did you ever see a cage constructed like that?
What a psychological move that is.
Did you ever see a cage set up like that?
I can honestly say that I haven't.
Okay, we were jobbed. And I'm going to guarantee the next time we're in the ring with Hulk Hogan, there's going to be a new champion of the world. And just like in Phoenix, when he was taken to the hospital, he's going to be taken to the hospital again. This time
that was
permanent.
a Pearl Harbor job by you and your associates.
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Not to me, it doesn't
matter. Uh-oh, look out. Big tackle coming up. Oh. Wow. Former NFL football star Jim the Anvil Neidhart showing us that those football moves can work as well inside the squared circle. Well, I don't agree with this maneuver here. He's got the guy going. Why go to a reverse chin lock, right?
Well, some people are under the fact that some people are overconfident to the degree that he wants to punish him a little more.
He wants to punish him.
He's the only man in there that can feel Blair's body. He knows how much Blair's got left and how much he doesn't. He knows what he's doing.
When I was in the ring, anytime I thought that I could pin my man or make him submit, I went for it. I didn't fool around with anybody.
You just wanted to get it over with and done.
Absolutely.
Get out of that building.
That's what they're paying you for.
But some people enjoy it.
Full of tights.
Some people enjoy hurting people. Look at Neidhart. Just look at the face on him.
Only a mother could love that kisser.
He's got more personalities than Sybil.
Kind of a dangerous thing to be hanging off your chin, that goatee. A lot of guys have trouble keeping their hands out of it.
Maybe he uses it for an advantage.
Maybe. Jumping Jim trying to get to his feet here. B. Bryant, I beg your pardon. Trying to power out with a standing wrist lock.
Never do it. Never do it.
Out with a handful of tights. Look at that. Right to the blind side of the referee. Why aren't you commenting on that?
I didn't see it.
Oh, excuse me.
What are you watching? You tell me.
I'm watching the monitor.
I'm watching the ring action. I can't be watching two places. I'm trying to do it fairly and justly. That's why you miss so much.
If you want to tell the folks at home what they're seeing, you best watch the monitor because that's what they're seeing at home.
I'll be exact. I don't care what the people at home are seeing.
Right hand by B. Bryant and the left slows down the big guy a little, but not much. Exchanging lefts and rights now. Oh, ducked right underneath that right hand. Look out, Atomic drop, yes. B. Bryant off the ropes, clothesline job. And the Anvil is down. Continuing with the attack, B. Bryant Blair. Oh, look at that.
That's fair. That's a nice scientific move on a nice young B.
Pull out all the stops when you're in jeopardy. Look out. B. Bryant going to the second turnbuckle. There's that little bee sting action. Elbow. Right to the cranium. Off the ropes, no one there. Well, the Anvil obviously didn't react to that elbow off the ropes as strongly as B. Bryant would have.
You mean the bee sting, I think you're referring to.
Bee sting, yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite there, was it?
No, he's been de-stinged.
Oh, look at that. Got some kind of a rope, maybe a tag rope left over from a tag match wrapped around the throat of B. Bryant. Now it's just the excess string off the top turnbuckle pad. Another tackle coming up by the Anvil. Oh, look out, underhooks. Pulls it back with a reverse sunset. Shoulders are down there. How he gets over it. What a tremendous victory for B. Bryant Blair over the Anvil. Jim Neidhart. Wow.
He's going to pay for this.
Oh, look out. Oh, here it comes. Here comes the haircut as well. Double team effort going on now. Oh, look at this. The referee can't control it, can't stop it. It's Jumpin' Jim.
You're going to get some officials in here and break this up.
Well, tremendous. All 4 men in the ring now.
Come on, finish the bees. Finish the bees. The bees have had it.
Bobby. You're supposed to be impartial. Look out. Jumpin' Jim now. There's the Hart Foundation. Wow, there goes the referee. Oh, backbreaker on B. Bryant. Look at this. The Anvil comes off. And Jumpin' Jim with a steel chair, and everybody hightails it out of there.
But I think they got their message across.
Pandemonium here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. Created by these two teams, the Killer Bees and the Hart Foundation.
The winner of this event, B. Bryant Blair.
He paid for that win, didn't he?
What an impressive victory by B. Bryant Blair over the Anvil, Jim Neidhart. Let's go back and take a look at the video replay and some of the action that went down here in Toronto Maple Leaf Gardens. Look at this. Beautiful leapfrog over the top, hooks the shoulders, comes down there, right down there. He's got the leverage going for him. Holy mackerel. Following that, pandemonium really broke loose here in mayhem as everybody got involved in a big four-way. Look at this, Pearl Harbor job. And
Those bees don't look too healthy, though, do they?
Well, who was it?
Look at this monsoon.
Who was it that ran out, Bobby? Was it?
Well, the man had a weapon in his hand. The man had a weapon. He had a steel chair.
It was the Hart Foundation that headed for higher ground.
I
We'll be
call that
back.
smart.
Don't go away.
That's smart.
It was not a good time north of the border for the Hart Foundation, to say the least.
I don't know about that.
You were there?
Yes, I saw the killer bees with their little wings flapping, buzzing around.
Each one with his hand raised after the match was over? Did you miss that part?
No, I didn't miss that part, but I don't think that's... The most important thing is how badly they were hurt.
No, that's not the most important thing. You know that the world of professional wrestlers learn to live and function with pain, Bobby the Brain. No one should know that better than you.
Oh, that's true. But what I'm trying to say is getting a win over the Killer Bees isn't that important.
It's not.
Not to me it isn't, because they're nothing. They're not that good a team, I don't think.
A fountain of misinformation this week here on Primetime Wrestling. My co-host, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Plenty of action still to come, so don't go away. We'll be right back after this. We're back, wrestling fans, and it's time for our WWF Classic. The location, Madison Square Garden, the year 1976, some 10 years ago, Bobby. Tag team action, midget style, Billy the Kid and his partner, Little John, taking on Bobo Johnson and Cowboy Colt.
I guess all
What do you
four
know
of them-
about any of them? Anything?
Nothing.
I didn't think
Nothing.
so.
Let me tell you this. I got a riddle for you. What's the small laboratory?
I don't know.
Little John.
Oh, my God. We're going to join this match in progress. Let's go to ringside right now.
Stepping in the ring now again, Bobo Johnson. Bobo whoop to the corner, stepping over, and look at this. Did not work well at all, and once again, Billy the Kid is hot at his tag team partner, Little John. Whip to the rope, stepping over, and oh, there he caught it from both sides. Uh-oh. Cowboy Colt and Bobo Johnson now having a little bit of an altercation. Bobo tying up with Billy the Kid. The Kid has the trucks trying to keep it from the viewpoint of the referee. Billy the Kid coming on strong now against Bobo Johnson. Bobo trying to find his partner, it appears. Attacking from behind the Kid. There's a tag. Here comes Cowboy Colt. Colt winding up out of right field. Another forearm smash. Billy the Kid's going to go for the ride. On his back again, not for long. Leaps. Look at that. Down for the count. 2, and it's 3. Yes, sir.
The action, fast and furious. in
Who's
this
doing
midget-
that commentary on that? That is the worst voice I've ever heard. Sounds like the guy
Probably
drank
that
a
was-
glass of kitty litter.
Vince McMahon was doing
Oh,
that.
it's horrible. Turn the volume down. Just watch it.
Midget match, nothing but excitement. Worth the price
That's
of
worse than
admission
midgets.
anywhere. We'll
It's a
be
midget
back with
voice
the
talking.
next fall in just a moment.
Bad,
Don't go away.
Bad audio.
Bobby the Brain, midget wrestlers, pound for pound, got to be some of the most powerful guys around.
And they have great endurance.
They do.
Yeah, I know how some midgets train. Some of them get together and they all get down in a guy's basement and push all the furniture back and they run up a step.
Get out. Let's go back to ringside.
Ready for the second fall. The two Cowboys. Billy the Kid, Cowboy Colt in there.
Hold it, redneck. Hold it, you redneck. Hold it, redneck. Pull up. Hold it. Do that same, do that same.
Forearm smash. Cowboy Colt in the corner having a bit of problem here against Billy the Kid. The Kid now going to the far side. Blocking the way there is partner. Look at that. Billy the Kid in the corner. On his feet again. Back to the same corner. Double wind up. Colt and his partner, Bobo Johnson, doing very well for themselves. Row your boat all the way home. Referee trying to maintain some order in the match, but there's a bit of a melee in there at the moment. Uh-oh, look at this now. Do-si-do coming right back at you. Headbutt. Little John steps back to the ropes in his respective corner, and look at this. Bobo Johnson breaks up the hold. His partner, Cowboy Colt, had 2 handfuls of whiskers.
Hey, watch the chain whiskers up, man.
Billy the Kid complaining to the referee about that hold that was broken up a moment ago, and it's Bobo now in there. Billy the Kid trying to overpower his opponent. Bobo Johnson picks him up, slams him back down. Bobo trying to shake it off. Set the tie up again. Nice takedown on the part of Bobo Johnson. Bobo cannot quite lift his. Look at this. Now it's going to be a double team. Little John stepping through now against Bobo Johnson. Little John hanging on. Bobo sends him to the ropes, coming off. Head-on collision. Down goes Bobo up on his feet quickly. Hooks, nice maneuver. Little John coming off the rope, stepping over Bobo, coming back again, waiting for him, and a very nice maneuver again on the part of Bobo Johnson. Oh, this time it was the knee of Billy the Kid who got the worst of that. Bobo Johnson now with Little John, whips him to the rope. Keister bump. Another Keister bump. A third one. Bobo, a house of fire. Little John heads for the tall timber. Time for consultation. Now it's the Kid again. Billy the Kid against Bobo. Bobo up in the air, hangs on, nice takedown. Billy the Kid clearly the stronger of these midget wrestlers. Look at this maneuver. Double takedown. Billy the Kid almost tagging the wrong man. Little John now set to square off. Kick to the midsection, hard right, stiff hand there. And Bobo Johnson whipped to the corner. Not the place to be as Billy the Kid and Little John go to work, a double teaming effort. Bobo Johnson up over, look at this maneuver. Referee comes around, 1, 2, it's over.
Wow. 2 straight falls for the little guys.
I remember Bobo Johnson after that match. He's the one that made that comment. He was so excited about wrestling in Madison Square Garden and that victory. He said he felt like he was 3 feet tall.
Give me a break, Bobby. Why do you want to make all these derogatory remarks?
I don't like midgets. I don't like the Haiti
nationwide.
Kid. I don't like the Haiti Kid.
Why?
Because Haiti Kid's a friend of the Junkyard Dog.
Haiti Kid's never done a thing to you.
No, he hasn't. He better not. He'll come up missing.
Well,
should be a leash law or something.
He might be looking for. That's the mascot for the Junkyard Dog. That's his mascot.
I don't have a mascot. Did you have a mascot when you wrestled?
You don't need a mascot. You've got King Kong Bundy and Big John Studd following you everywhere.
Well, not everywhere. There's some places I go people don't know
What more kind
about.
of protection would you want than
I'm
that?
not looking for any protection. I don't need mascots. Who cuts the Hades Kid hair anyway?
We're back, wrestling fans. We're about to take another look at young Scotty McGee, who last week, right here on Primetime, ran into a real buzzsaw in Jake the Snake Roberts, but you can bet that this guy's going to rebound.
Well, Scotty McGee is a competitor.
A good
He's
competitor.
from Scotland. He knows all there is about... I don't really know what he knows about. I don't think he
knows about the world
of
of professional wrestling and how to put guys out of commission. Maybe he can do that to John Canine.
I know
Let's
what
go
he
down to
knows
ringside
about.
and take it. It's too late, Bobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, this event is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Romania, weighing 242 pounds, Johnny Canine. His opponent, from Scotland, weighing 225 pounds, Scott McGee.
Well, tremendous hand for young Scotty McGee, and not so much for John Canine. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside with Bobby the Brain Heenan here at this World Wrestling Federation extravaganza here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. Scotty certainly stays in great shape all the time, does he not, Bobby?
Scotty McGee, I like the name.
You like the name?
Sounds like an unemployed bagpipe salesman or something,
Please,
door to door.
Give me a break, Bobby.
Give you a break. I'm giving you a break by being here with you.
Well, so far you haven't exactly thrilled the fans with any words of wisdom. Mostly you've been a fountain of misinformation.
What do you mean misinformation? Don't try to insult me. You know, I didn't come out here to make the fans happy.
Well,
I came out here to
for?
enlighten people properly about the misinformation you have been giving people for years
I stand
about
corrected.
professional wrestling. Well, thank you. I'm glad our
Stand
apology
corrected.
is accepted.
Scotty McGee moving in on young John Canine. Very unorthodox John Canine, I might add at that. And at times appears that he doesn't have both oars in the water. Nice fireman's carry takes him down. Canine with a foot on the bottom ropes. Referee's going to make him break it. No, he did not.
Canine's got a nice haircut if you go into the chair.
Looks like he fell downstairs with a lawnmower or something.
Looks like he goes to the same bar as the British Bulldogs go to.
You're making a lot of derogatory remarks of late about the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, the British Bulldogs. You may have to eat a lot of those words later on.
Are you kidding
somewhere down
me?
the road.
Anybody managed by Captain Lou Albano. You know, Captain Lou Albano, when he goes into a restaurant, you know, they don't give him a check anymore.
They don't give him a check.
No, when he leaves, they just look at the front of his shirt, see what he had.
Well, too bad that Lou is not here to,
Right.
you know, answer you.
I'd love to have him here with me. He's probably out getting some more cigars. The last time he sent him out, somebody stepped on his hands.
Come on, give me a break, Bob.
Giving you a break. You keep saying that.
Armbar here.
Give me a break. Give me a break. So here I am.
Gorilla Monsoon being joined here this week by the manager of King Kong Bundy and Big John Studd, one of the premier tag teams here in the world of professional wrestling, Bobby the Brain Heenan, in his splendor.
Of course.
And also here, I might add, due to a diminishing number of requests. Nice underarm
I
hook
understand,
there.
Monsoon. You used to get more fan mail when you wrestled than anybody in the history of the WWF.
No, that's not true.
And you'd have had a lot more, but you ran out of stamps.
I ran out of stamps. Oh, look at this. Nice maneuver into that standing wrist lock. A little trip behind the leg. And once again with the arm bar, Scotty McGee, native of Scotland. Where's this John Canine from, Bobby? Do you know?
Probably the Pound. Name like Canine, I don't know. So I don't concern myself with everybody.
Oh, wow. Rammed head first right into that top turnbuckle.
Or things in Glockamora, huh, Scotty?
Tables have turned quickly, as they often do here in the world of professional wrestling. And Scotty McGee on the receiving end.
Oh, back up, Canine. Stay on him.
Unfortunately, you can't hear you. Look at this nice eye rake along the top rope. Strictly illegal maneuver. Scotty now in for the ride. Watch out. Knee placed well right in the lower abdomen area.
See, McGee's a veteran. And this Canine isn't. Now, if Canine would stay on him and wear the man down, and, you know, for some way, just completely stall McGee so he can't continue. Wait a minute.
Down for the cover. Two count.
I thought he had him.
Close, but no cigar.
and just stay on him a little more and just make the man wonder, what have I got here? He could upset him.
Well, that's what he's trying to do, man.
I could have a half-hour conference with K9 and make him a winner.
He couldn't afford it on the 30.
No, he couldn't.
Forearm out of the corner by Scotty. Got that Scottish blood is hot now, and adrenaline's flowing, and McGee is starting to explode. On the receiving end, John K9. Watch out. Oh. Talk about ramming the head down into the canvas. That'll do it. Hooks the leg. 2 count only.
He's got a lot of fight, this K9. I like that.
Very unorthodox. Nice. Oh, nice snap. Suplex. Reminiscent of the Dynamite Kid. Well, he puts one of those on Big John.
Is that McGee's nose, or is he wearing a snorkel? I guess this is beak.
No, it's not. Snorkel. Look at this. Oh, nice maneuver. Forearm right to the forehead. And a nice uppercut. Sends K9 once again to the canvas. Oh, that'll straighten your nose out for you. 2 count once again. Scotty having a little trouble putting away John K9. Watch out. He didn't hit it there very hard, but he ran right into that nice uppercut.
I think K9's out of gas. I think he's just looking for a way out now. He better hit that floor and regroup. He came out of that corner. He didn't know where he was.
Reversal. Scotty goes in. K9 followed him. Oh, with a head butt, but nobody home. Could be the beginning of the end. Suplex with a bridge, yes. Down for the cover. This one's over.
I'm pretty sure he hooked his punch on that one. I think from my vantage point he did.
Maybe we'll get a chance to see it later on in the replay, but I doubt it very much. Tremendous victory here this week for that man. Scotty McGee, let's get the official word.
The winner of this event, Scott McGee.
Scotty McGee chalking up an impressive victory here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens, putting away young John K9. We expect to see a lot more from Scotty in the weeks and months to come here in the World Wrestling Federation. Don't go away, we'll be back. Scotty McGee back on the winning track, Bobby. And, you know, young John K9, something lacking in him. He's like caught in a twilight zone or something, Bob.
Well, I don't know if he thinks of himself as a professional wrestler or an Airedale.
What is that thing he does before each match where he crosses his arms?
You got me.
Significant of something, but
You got me.
I don't know what it is.
You know, Scotland's a beautiful place.
Oh, absolutely. Yes,
Oh,
I
it's
agree
got
with
the
that.
beautiful hills and it's got that nice mist.
You're leading up to
and
something.
it rains and it pours and it's dreary. And they have a whole season where everybody comes from Ireland and England. Everybody gathers around. They watch a goat rust. There's a lot of nice things to do there.
Please. We're back, wrestling fans, and time for our feature this week on Primetime Wrestling. Bobby, as a manager, as one of the premier managers, answer this for the fans. What does the Mouth of the South do when he signs a contract for a tag team match? Does he put down Terry, Jimmy Jack, Hoss, or who's going to be in it?
He probably just puts down the Funks.
The Funks.
And let's whoever the opponents are worry about it.
But that's not fair.
That's not Jimmy
Let's
Hart.
go down
I
to
can't
ringside
answer
right
everything.
now and take a look as Jimmy Jack, along with Hoss, take on Leaping Lanny Poffo and George Wells. Let's go.
This tag team match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Oakland, California, weighing 275 pounds, George Wells. His partner, from Downers Grove, Illinois, weighing 256 pounds, Leaping Lanny Poffo.
What do you bring? Is kitty dishes from home? What is that?
Now, first, I'd like to introduce the manager, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Now, introducing from the Double Cross Ranch in Amarillo, Texas, with a combined weight of 516 pounds, Jimmy Jack and Hoss, the Funk Brothers.
Tonight, it's Hoss and Jimmy Jack with Big George Wells and I. I hope this tag team match is fair and square. If Jimmy Hart gets in our way, we'll just pull down his pants again and show the world his fancy underwear.
Oh, the mouth of the South certainly didn't like that poem.
Well, you know, with the audience they have here on television and the enormous capacity house, you think anybody likes to be talked to like that?
Well, if anybody deserves it, he certainly does. Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens with my guest commentator this week here in the World Wrestling Federation, Bobby the Brain Heenan, lending his insight and expertise. Why does he wear that Lone Ranger mask?
Oh, I don't think it's a mask. I think George Wells just has bad eyes.
No, I'm talking about Jimmy Jack.
Oh, I have no idea. That's his business.
Well, that's what you're out here for.
Wait, do you know?
No, that's
then what are you out here for?
George Wells exploded on Jimmy Jack. Very reminiscent of the Lone Ranger.
Maybe they're looking for him in about 7 different states. I don't know.
Probably are.
Why does Wells wear those, whatever you call football pants?
Because he's a former football star. Look at the speed and agility here. Oh, beautiful high sunset. Hooks the legs. No, couldn't get it. Jimmy Jack doesn't want to. Oh, look out. Hoss Funk couldn't stand it anymore. Came rushing in. Here comes Leaping. A couple of beautiful drop kicks. And out of there goes Jimmy Jack, and the house is clean.
Regroup, Jimmy. See? Look at Jimmy Funk.
He doesn't have both oars in the water.
So he's wearing those football pants because he's a former football player.
That's correct.
Now, Lanny was a former child. Is he wearing diapers?
What do you mean a former child? Everyone was a former child.
Just asking questions.
Oh, okay.
Trying to make your day.
You're not out here to ask questions. You're out here to give insight and professional thoughts.
Bobby the Brain Heenan can do whatever he wants.
Oh. Tag made. Leaping Lanny in there now with a side headlock.
But have you heard Have you heard the reputation about this Jimmy Jack Funk? How bad he is?
Yeah.
With schools and every place he ever went?
I've heard that reputation. However, there are guys here in the World Wrestling Federation who could straighten him out in a hurry. Oh, beautiful high cross body. No way to hold down Hoss. Takes him over nicely with a side mare. Leaping Lanny Poffo, the poet laureate of the World Wrestling Federation. Oh, nice suplex by the senior member of the Funk team. And now the crazy one is in there.
Look at the power of this man. Just remember, sticks and stones and funks will break your bones. But those lousy little poems will never bother them.
Well, they certainly didn't do a thing for the mouth of the South. Right now, Leaping Lanny in trouble. Oh, he's slipping right over the back. Yes, he made it. Roll up. Beautiful. The leverage is down. Now he couldn't hold it. Talk about unorthodox people. Jimmy Jack is certainly that. I don't even think he knows what he's thinking. In order to be successful, Brain, you have to agree with this. Well, with Jimmy professional wrestling, you have to be thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead.
Yeah, that's what
Jimmy Jack has that capability.
But that's what Jimmy Hart's for. He'll handle the thinking. They just get in there and do the wrestling.
Well, you got to be able to think while you're wrestling, while you're in motion. You know that as well as anyone. Being a former wrestler yourself, notice I use the word former. I think you should permanently stay out of the ring.
I could get in the ring at any given time. I'd like to get in the ring with you someday.
With me?
Yes.
You're one of the guys that could probably provoke me into coming out of retirement.
Then I'd do it. I'd give you a break.
Yeah, you would, huh? Oh, nice reverse chin lock, but Hoss slips right out of it, turns into a side headlock. Talk about experienced individuals. One in the ring right now in Hoss Funk, who probably has forgotten more wrestling than most guys will ever know. And for the ride, nice crisscross here. Who's going to make the switch? Neither one yet. Oh, look at that from the outside. Jimmy Jack.
Did you know George Wells played end guard and tackle?
Yeah.
He sat at the end of the bench and he guarded the water bucket and he tackled anybody that came near it.
He had quite a career in professional football.
What NFL team did he play with?
Why do you want to belittle the man that way, Bobby?
I'm just telling the truth. Does that bother people? because I'm an honest individual?
Highly unlikely that you resemble that remark. Shoulder is not down. Referee right down that.
Look at Jimmy Funk.
Yeah, he's not all there. He's about 60 bricks short of a full load.
And there's only 65 bricks probably. I like it.
Not going to hold George Wells down on the canvas in that respect.
And I bet if you go back into the bunkhouse and look real good, there's probably 10 or 15 more like him back there.
Unfortunately, that's probably true.
Ha. No one knows what Jimmy Hart's up to.
Screaming to older brother Hoss to break his arm. This guy's not all there. By a long shot. Of course, neither is Terry, either. What do you want?
Wells and look at Lanny Buffalo like the Law and Hardy, a professional wrestler. Look at Mickey Lanny. He ain't moving a muscle. He don't want the ring. He's scared to get in the ring. Looks like he's got super glue on his feet, Bobby. Look at him.
I know what you're saying.
What is this, a conspiracy here? Is this a conspiracy here? You managers, are you having a congregation here, a convention or something?
Jimmy. Let me ask you something. When you put this together, I was just mentioning Monsoon. I bet there's about 15 or 20 more Funks back in the bunkhouse barn if you wanted to pull out, right?
We got them everywhere. You know what? You never know where Terry might be. He might be in the building anywhere we go.
He might be in drag somewhere in the building. Yes, I'll agree with that.
Real cute, Gorilla. Real cute. Bobby, you're adding so much class to the
Take
show.
your megaphone and get out. Talk about a fountain of misinformation. There's one right there in the mouth of the South. You two get along pretty well.
Well, we do a lot of business together, being both managers. But still, I don't know what he does all the time. He doesn't know what I do all the time.
Very Wells on the receiving end right now as the Funk brothers doing the number. Oh, look at that patented uppercut forearm by Hoss, who reaches over, makes a quick tag to Jimmy Jack. Double slingshot in, watch out. Oh.
What a good football player he must have been.
Come on, referee, give me a break in there. Look at Jimmy Jack, he doesn't know which direction is up. Oh, look out, big headbutt by George Wells. And a pressing kick stops him. Tag man, here comes Leaping.
Comes Boy Wonder.
Unloaded with rights.
He probably thinks that's Batman. He probably thinks he's Robin.
Tag made. Oh, look at that. He wanted to snap Merriman over the top rope, but Hoss said, I'm coming in the conventional way.
He wasn't going for that.
Some beautiful right-hand shots by Leaping Lanny Poffo. There's a drop kick, and right out of sight goes Jimmy Jack.
I got a hunch it is Jimmy Jack. The one thing you don't want to do is hurt him or make him mad.
I don't think he really knows what's going on.
Wow. Even with the outside help of the mouth of the South, the Funk brothers certainly having their problems in this matchup. You know, Bobby the Brain, 2 weeks in a row, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, tried to host this program, Prime Time, with me, and he didn't make it either time. 2 weeks in a row. If he doesn't watch himself in Toronto, it's going to happen again. He's going to get thrown out once more. Let's go back down to ringside for the conclusion. Yes.
Is it a tag match or a street brawl or what?
Well, if you lived in a bunkhouse for 20 years, 22 years, what would you be like?
Softer than a grape, and I think that's exactly what this guy is.
A dangerous grape.
Look at Hoss unload with those right arm uppercuts on Leaping Lanny Poffo. Oh, that wild scream you heard came out of Jimmy Jack. Look out, Hoss in for the ride. Nice shoulder block, sends Poffo down to the canvas. And Lanny dropped down in front immediately. Look at this, nice high hip lock. Poffo with a scoop slam. Whoa. Drop kick caught him right on the shoulder. Look out. Oh, that's what I mean about indecision.
Now Jimmy's getting him regroup. What do you think his plans are for that noose?
Maybe he's going to hang himself when he finally takes that mask off and takes a look at himself in the mirror. Funk brothers trying to regroup here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens, as right now they're a little bit frustrated as they can't quite figure out Leaping Lanny Poffo. Wells trying to slow down the action. And referee having trouble controlling Jimmy Jack, as I'm sure does the mouth of the South.
He just wants in. He's a competitive young man.
Yeah, well, there's rules. There's tag team rules. You have to abide by them. Look at this.
Watch this.
Suplex. Oh, neck breaker right out onto the wooden floor here on the ramp. Referee did not see it.
You know, that could end a man's career just like that, Monsoon.
Absolutely. That's how you break your neck. Those cervical vertebrae just came crashing down.
He's not making it back.
Certainly doesn't look that way. Referee laying the count on him. George Wells right over there. Oh, don't do that, George. One of the most
Well, George probably doesn't have a degree in chiropractic, so
obviously he doesn't.
Get it back here for me.
All the count is broken now as the referee is trying to get Wells back. And look at him, Gutsy Poffo, crawling back inside the ring. And
too dumb to know when to quit.
In one end and on the other, and Jimmy Jack right out there to meet him. Look out, action going on here, right at ringside. George Wells came around in a hurry. In the meantime, I'm sure that Brother Hoss did a number on Leapy Lonnie Poffo, who is down and literally out of it.
He never was the same since that neck breaker.
He's not.
That took everything out of him.
He's moving now. Listen to that horrible siren. I can't believe the guts on this Lanny Poffo as he's crawled back in there once again. Abdominal stretch now by Hoss. Right in the center of the ring.
I'd keep working on the neck if it was me. I guess the funk just wanted to hurt all over.
Well, I'm sure he is hurting all over right now. Hoss Funk is not going to be successful with this, Bobby. He doesn't have that leg hooked underneath there.
Maybe he just wants to push enough pain into his back so it goes up. You know that song, the backbone's connected to the neck bone.
Yes, it is. I know the song. Randy manages to get out, but he's in a whole heap of trouble here this week in the Royal Wrestling Federation. And now the crazy one is in there.
Frontier Schizo, I like him.
Look out. Poffo in, clothesline job. Done by Jimmy Jack. Well, if Lanny doesn't make a tag to his partner here very shortly, this match is going to be over.
You know, for the last 10 minutes, Lanny's really been using his head.
You're being facetious now, right? Wells came in and made the save. But it's Poffo who's got to get over there and make the tag. Not in that corner for sure. Another quick tag made as Hoss re-enters.
You know, maybe they could put that noose around his neck and drag him around the building here and straighten him out a bit.
You see that, wouldn't you? Wow. Like they hit face to face. Hoss Funk in a lot better shape to take that kind of a jarring than Lanny, although he's...
I can tell Poffo's neck is still hurting.
He doesn't know where
it's that neck breaker.
He's trying to get there, crawling around. He doesn't even know where his corner is. Tag is made. Here comes Jimmy Jack. Oh, he made the tag. And it's Wells, the fresh man in now, exploding. And Jimmy Jack for the ride. Look out. Wow, what a chop. And one for Hoss as well, and a drop kick, and Wells is on fire. Wow. That'll make you wish you were somewhere else, maybe in a bunkhouse.
I bet he used to slam his cattle like that.
Look out. Nutso going to the top turnbuckle. Wells not too sure where he is. Now he spots him. Oh, Wells caught him in midair. And a backbreaker. Talk about power.
I'll tell you, he is powerful. I'll admit that. But he's got to...
George Wells with the big flying tackle and nobody home.
But more than being powerful, the man is dumb.
Tremendous move by Wells, but he got caught. Power slam. Oh, it's all over. George Wells literally beat himself.
Jimmy Funk does know some wrestling.
Jimmy Jack with a power slam to polish him off, but it was George Wells who did a number on himself, I'm sure.
He
Let's
never-
get the official word.
Oh, I can't believe it.
The winners of the match, the Funk Brothers.
Well, if you'd asked me early on who was going to get beat in that match, I would have said Leaping Lanny because he's hurt and will probably be hurt for some time to come. Let's go back and take a look at the video replay. You want to call this?
Yes, look at the strength of George Wells. Think of how his vertebrae in his back must be. Look at the strength of this man. Now, let me show you the man's stupidity here. Never was much of a football player and now decides to rely on football. Strong back, weak mind. Bye-bye, George. You are strong.
For George Wells, a beautiful tackle missed out of the corner. Knocked him into the middle of next week. And now look at this power slam by El Nutso from the double cross ranch. And in comes senior member to make sure that Lanny doesn't make the save. And
How you
it's
take those cows over with the horns, isn't it?
Yeah, tell
I
me
like
about
it.
it.
Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside with Bobby the Brain Heenan. We'll be back.
Wow. You know, George Wells at times reminds me of a shower in a cheap hotel, Bobby. He runs hot and then he runs cold. He does one tremendous move. He catches the guy with it, showing us his tremendous power and force in midair. Off the top turnbuckle, catches him, beautiful slam, and then makes a stupid mistake that cost him the match.
He reminds me of a cheap hotel. The elevator doesn't go all the way up to the top.
Well, George Wells runs in spurts. There's no question about it. I don't know what it is.
He's
He's never been the same since a serious eye injury. That's the whole key, in my opinion. Never been the same.
Maybe you're right. I remember he had a lot of damage to it.
Why don't you enlighten the fans as to what's in store for the team that can't be slammed?
Well, for the team that can't be slammed, Bundy, Stud, and myself, we'd like the British Bulldogs. We'd like a World's Tag Team Championship.
Please.
But right now, I've got to go edit a few things.
Well, wrestling fans, that wraps it up for this week's Primetime Wrestling. So long, Gorilla Monsoon saying goodbye for Bobby the Brain. And see y'all next week.